The dog that saved thousands of soldiers, Smoky. In the annals of World War II, amidst the roar of artillery, the thunder of bombs, and the courage of countless soldiers, emerges a tale so extraordinary it defies belief. The story of Smoky, a 4-pound Yorkshire Terrier who became a war hero and saved thousands of lives. Discovered in a foxhole in the jungles of New Guinea in 1944, Smoky was no ordinary canine. She was a pint-sized dynamo whose bravery, intelligence, and unwavering spirit turned her into a legend. Adopted by Corporal William Bill Wynn of the U.S. Army Air Force, Smoky accompanied her owner through some of the war's fiercest battles in the Pacific Theater, surviving air raids, typhoons, and combat missions with a resilience that belied her tiny frame. This essay delves into Smoky's incredible journey, her wartime heroics, her pioneering role as the first recorded therapy dog, and the enduring legacy of a little creature who proved that courage knows no size. Smoky's story begins in the dense, humid jungles of New Guinea in February 1944, a theater of war where American forces battled Japanese troops in brutal conditions. A U.S. soldier, Ed Downey, was maneuvering a jeep through the mud near Nad Sab when he heard a faint whimper from a nearby foxhole, an abandoned trench dug for cover. Peering in, he found a scruffy, dust-covered Yorkshire Terrier, barely 4 pounds and 7 inches tall, her silky fur matted with grime. How she ended up there remains a mystery. Perhaps lost by a local, abandoned by a retreating unit, or simply a stray swept into the chaos of war. Downey pulled her out, marveling at her survival in a place rife with predators, malaria, and constant combat. Initially, Downey kept the pup, but his tenure as her guardian was short-lived. Seeking funds to rejoin a poker game, he sold her to Corporal Bill Wynn of Cleveland, Ohio, a 22-year-old aerial photographer with the 26th Photo Reconnaissance Squadron, 5th Air Force, for £2 about $6.44 at the time. Wynn, a dog lover who'd trained animals back home, saw potential in the tiny terrier. Naming her Smoky, perhaps for her grayish coat or the smoky haze of war, he had no inkling she'd become his lifeline and a savior to thousands. From that foxhole, a bond was born that would rewrite the annals of military history, proving that even the smallest among us can rise to greatness in the face of adversity. Smoky's entry into Wynn's life marked the start of an 18-month odyssey through the Pacific Theater, a brutal arena where heat, rain, and enemy fire tested the mettle of man and beast alike. Wynn, tasked with photographing enemy positions from low-flying planes, carried Smoky in a makeshift backpack slung near machine guns, a perch she endured for 12 combat missions, her ears perked despite the roar of engines and gunfire. She slept on a green felt blanket in Wynn's tent, sharing his sea rations and occasional Spam, thriving without veterinary care or specialized diets that sustained official war dogs like German Shepherds or Dobermans. Remarkably, she never fell ill. No paw sores from coral trails, no collapse from equatorial humidity, just a testament to her toughness. Her first brush with danger came early, surviving 150 air raids in New Guinea as Japanese planes strafed Allied bases. In one incident aboard an LST, landing ship tank, off Luzon, Smoky's keen senses saved Wynn's life. As anti-aircraft guns boomed, she barked frantically, tugging him to duck just as shells struck 8 men standing nearby. Wynn called her his angel from a foxhole. She weathered a typhoon in Okinawa, clinging to Wynn as winds howled, and once parachuted 30 feet from a tree with a custom-made chute, a stunt that delighted troops. Through kamikaze attacks, jungle treks, and the chaos of war, Smoky's spirit never wavered, her presence a flicker of light amid the darkness of conflict. Smoky's defining moment came in January 1945 at Lingayen Gulf, Luzon, during the Philippines campaign, a critical push to reclaim the islands from Japanese control. The 26th Photo Recon Squadron needed to string telephone wires under a newly captured airstrip to coordinate air support, a lifeline for Allied bombers and fighters. The task was daunting. A 70-foot culvert, 8 inches wide, ran beneath the runway, half clogged with sand, leaving just 4 inches of clearance in spots. Digging a trench by hand would take 70 men 3 days, shutting the strip and exposing 250 ground crewmen and 40 planes to relentless Japanese air raids. Time was ticking, lives hung in the balance. Wynn, who'd trained Smoky in over 200 tricks and commands, saw a chance. Tying a telegraph wire to her collar, he coaxed her into the dark, sandy pipe, running to the far end to call her through. She hesitated, backing out once, then, spurred by Wynn's firm voice, plunged in. The line snagged at 10 feet. Smoky whimpered at 50, but Wynn's encouragement, "Come on, girl," kept her going. In minutes she emerged, filthy but triumphant, the wire intact. What men and machines couldn't do in days, Smoky did in moments, securing communications, keeping the airstrip operational, and shielding 250 crew from bombs that could have claimed thousands more lives over the campaign. Wynn later said, "She saved 250 men and 40 planes that day. Her 8 battle stars and 12 mission citations barely capture the scale of her impact. A 4-pound hero who turned a culvert into a lifeline." Smoky's valor extended beyond combat into the realm of the human spirit, earning her the title of the world's first recorded therapy dog. In July 1944, while Wynn recovered from dengue fever at the 233rd Station Hospital in New Guinea, Smoky's fame, boosted by a Yank magazine feature naming her champion mascot of the Southwest Pacific, caught nurses' attention. Dr. Charles Mayo, commanding officer and future Mayo Clinic founder, permitted her to sleep in Wynn's bed for 5 nights, then join rounds visiting Biak Island casualties. Her antics, spinning, playing dead, drew smiles from men scarred by war, a balm for their pain and homesickness. This sparked a mission. On leave in Brisbane, Australia, Wynn and Smoky toured the U.S. Navy 109th Fleet Hospital and 42nd General Hospital, performing in 20 wards across 2 days. "She brought a change when we walked in," Wynn recalled. "They all smiled. They loved her." Back in the Pacific, she entertained troops with special services, walking tightropes, spelling her name with cards, lifting morale from New Guinea to Korea. Post-war, her therapy work spanned 12 years, visiting veterans' hospitals across the U.S., her presence a tonic for wounds unseen. Smoky's legacy as a healer, born in a foxhole, reshaped how dogs aid recovery, a pioneer whose wagging tail mended broken spirits. When World War II ended in August 1945, Wynn faced a hurdle. Army rules barred pets on transport ships. Undeterred, he smuggled Smoky aboard the USS William H. Gordon in an oxygen mask case, hiding her in a corner bunk among 5,000 troops. She stayed silent, no barks, no fuss, evading detection until a curious officer let it slide. Back in Cleveland, Smoky's fame soared. The Cleveland Press ran a full-page spread in 1946, and Wynn parlayed her tricks into a career. TV shows, children's programs, and hospital tours. She starred on Captain Kangaroo and local broadcasts, spinning wheels and charming audiences until her death on February 21, 1950 at 14. Wynn buried her in a .30 caliber ammo box in Rocky River Reservation, Cleveland Metro Parks, an unmarked grave until 2005. Vietnam vet Jim Strand raised funds for a bronze statue, Smoky and Wynn's GI helmet, unveiled on Veterans Day, November 11th, atop a 2-ton granite base inscribed, "Smoky the Yorkie Doodle Dandy and Dogs of All Wars." Wynn's 1996 memoir, Yorkie Doodle Dandy, cemented her tale, a love letter to a companion who'd shared his darkest days. Smoky's impact transcends her size. In 2022, she became the first dog awarded the Animals in War and Peace Distinguished Service Medal, accepted by Wynn's granddaughter Anna on her 14th birthday, a nod to her exceptionally meritorious service. The Philippine Post honored her in 2024 with Dogs in Philippine History stamps and memorials from Cleveland to Mount Olive, New Jersey, salute her valor. Historians estimate her Lingayen Gulf feat indirectly saved thousands by sustaining air operations, a ripple effect felt across Luzon's liberation. Culturally, Smoky revived the Yorkshire Terrier breed, once obscure, now beloved, while her therapy role birthed a field aiding veterans and civilians alike. On February 25, 2025, as wars rage and bonds with animals endure, Smoky stands as a symbol of courage, loyalty, and the power of the smallest to change the greatest. Books, films like Angel in a Foxhole, and her official site, SmokyWarDog.com, keep her alive, a 4-pound giant whose legacy outshines the bombs she braved. Smoky, the dog who saved thousands, leapt from a New Guinea foxhole into history's embrace. With Win by her side, she faced war's fury, 12 missions, 150 raids, a typhoon, and emerged a hero, her culvert run at Lingayen a linchpin of victory. As the first therapy dog, she healed souls from Biak to Cleveland, her tiny paws leaving prints on hearts worldwide. On February 25, 2025, Smoky's tale endures. A testament to a Yorkshire Terrier who proved that size is no measure of might, and that one small dog with grit and love could save 1,000 soldiers and touch 1,000,000 lives. If you enjoyed this story and want more incredible historical tales, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.